is a crucial one. How has the preparation been different from those regular season games?
Yeah, it's a new competition that is starting right now. Obviously, finishing third give us the home advantage, I would say, for this game. We had a couple of days to prepare this confrontation against Austin. It's important to win the first game. I would say try to get a positive result for the feelings, for the confidence. But as we can see, there is no easy game at this stage of the competition. We need to play at our best in front of our crowd, use the energy, and deliver a really good performance.
So, Derek with the Korea Daily. So, you and Sony previously had a lot of big matches in England, and from your perspective, and also tomorrow's game is also going to be the big game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, from your perspectives, how Sony usually prepare for those big matches?
Well, obviously you have your own performance to prepare, but at the same time, with his status, he's one of our leaders. He's got experience and a lot of maturity, and he tried to lead, the team, the players around him. Try to bring, his knowledge of the game, of the competition, his experience, and and try, to give the best to the team, but we know how important is Sony, and for sure is going to play a big part of our team performance, because he's the kind of player that can decide, the result and can make the difference at any time of the game. So the first thing is to prepare as a team ourselves, to deliver a good performance, and then obviously individually we need to increase our performance, increase our game, and try to dictate the game that we want.
As a team captain, how do you see the current team's condition?
As I just mentioned, if we look at the 10-12 last games, we build some strong performances. We got the third place in the regular season, and it gives us the home advantage. It's a new competition that is started, so we need to create a momentum, a positive momentum, and take game by game. Don't see too far, it will be a mistake from us. We just need to be focused on the moment, on our opponent, and take one game at a time.
From your experience last year, first time in the playoffs, it was Vancouver second to last in the 3-game series, so 4 out of 5.
Yep.
So similar potential here against Austin. When you face the same team so many times in a short period, what's that like? That's not often that happens in other leagues. Is it more of a chess match with adjustments? How did you see it playing out last time, and what do you expect from this experience?
Yeah, even if the last 2 games we faced Austin, it was a different context. We cannot forget that we lost our 2 games against them in the regular season, so it gives us a little bit this game perspective. Also, at this stage of the competition, I believe that every details can change the game, can dictate the game, and set pieces, transition, tactical positioning, using our high pressing. We do it well at home, and then I think right now the mental has to be part of our game. It's one aspect of the game. We have to be strong in any circumstances. Dictate the tempo of the game and play at our best. I mean, just the win matters. So I believe we had a couple of good days of training, and now it's just place to the competition.
They obviously in both the matches capitalized in one moment. They didn't create very many chances against you guys, but they took the chance they had in the set pieces. Is there more of a focus in your minds on set pieces going into an Austin series, considering they hurt you twice that way? And how do you think you guys have done in set pieces? How is the end of the season?
It's not only about how they created the chances against us or how they score their goals against us. It's more about how can we improve our performance. We didn't create much both games against them. We used to create a lot of chances. We used to test more often the keepers than we did against them the last two games. So it's more about how we can create spaces, how we can attack their boxes and be more efficient, more effective in the final third. But again, it's not about one or two players. It's about how we can create movement with our offensive players, how we can bring our wing backs, to make the difference one side or the others. It's at the end is a team performance. Obviously, we need our best players at their best. We know that Denis or Sony can make the difference. But also we can only rely on them. We really need to step up as a team and to make a strong performance.
And last one for me. You're at the end of another long season in your career. How do you feel about your year in particular, and how are you feeling physically? You took a pretty hard knock against St. Louis, which you've recovered well from. But the challenge of the season for you, what was it like?
Well. It's been a long season and it's not finished yet. I feel good physically. I recovered quite well after this bad shock at St. Louis, but I'm just focused right now on the playoff. I want to deliver the best that I can. I want to help the team, and I want to progress, as far as we can in this competition. And then we will see for next year. But I think we are in a really good relation, and there is a trust, between the club and myself, and so there is it's not a problem at all. Right now we are all focused on the playoff.
We'll move to take questions online, starting with Paul Tenorio. Paul, go ahead.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Hugo. I have a question that's a bit different than what you've gotten so far. I covered the U.S. men's national team and had a chance to speak with Jesus Perez, working on the story about him and his role with Mauricio's staff. I know that obviously you played under that staff and know them quite well. I wonder if you could share some thoughts and some memories of working with Jesus, specifically what he brings to Mauricio's staff and what kind of his interactions are like with the locker room.
Well, when I first met Mauricio Pochettino and his staff, I think I was 27 at Spurs, and it was an important moment of my career. I will say that if you don't do the right thing in training, your physical capacity can start to drop. So and at that time I introduced a lot of gym work with the help of Jesus and Tony Jimenez, and he helped me to maintain my my speed, my agility, my power, and he helped me to even get better in my game and in my performances. and I still do things, you know. It's part of my routine that I learned from them at that time, and so that's one of the aspects, you know, of my job that you know, they had a big influence.
Did you feel that, you know, some of the people I spoke to Ryan Mason the other day, he said that Jesus kind of sometimes was maybe the liaison between the coaches and the players. Did you experience that as well? What kind of personality did he have that made him the right fit to talk and work with players on the day-to-day basis?
Yes, he was the eyes and the ears of Mauricio. He was really involved in the sessions, you know, and on and off the field, also in the gym. And he took a big part, you know, in our physical condition. And I think he deserves a lot of credit, you know. I believe that in the shadow of a big manager, there is always big assistants, you know, and Jesus is one of them. He's a really bright person, really intelligent, and he knows really well his job, and he has a big knowledge of the game, but also on the fitness wise, and it's really easy for him, you know, when he get into a new job to adapt and to bring his style of work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Okay, thank you, Paul. And last question will go to Jim Alexander.
Hi, Hugo. Thank you for your insightful answer so far. I wanted to ask you, you've been through so many competitions, you know, internationally and club-wise. When you come to the MLS playoffs, you've done this already before, but do you get excited for it? Is this like a change now for you too, that now everything matters, every little thing can change a game? Does it excite you like it did when you were going into knockout stages in Champions League or some international competitions? Is this a similar feeling for you, or what's your sort of approach when you enter the MLS playoffs, which are a little bit different than other competitions?
No, I believe we cannot compare my MLS experience to my European experience. It's very different. So you have the regular season, obviously, you are fighting all the year to get the best spot that you can. And then the second part is the playoff, that you play for trophies. And it's really short. And also doesn't matter how you perform during the year. If you are at your best, if you manage to create a positive momentum, you can succeed. So it's a different way to manage the season in MLS compared to Europe, because Europe, any result can change the dynamic of the team, and it's all about points to reach the European spot, and also the trophy. If you want to win the league, you need to finish first. Here is a different approach. Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. And last question to Scott French. Scott?
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, wonderful. Hi, Hugo.
Hello.
You've spent much of your career next to Sony, and I'm just wondering your perspective on what how he has changed this team, how he has prepared, the impact he can have going into the playoffs, and just what he's like as a teammate, what he's like to play with.
No, Sony used to have this responsibility. He used to have a big influence on his team, on his teammates. You know, it's not only on the field but also off the field. He's someone really positive, brings a lot of energy, and also likes to give confidence to his teammate around him. But you can see already his impact. You know, it's been only a couple of weeks now, but his influence is huge, you know, and obviously we all want to see Sony succeeding in the MLS, and we need to work even harder, you know, to help him, you know, to achieve what he wants and what he come for, you know.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
A little similar to last year, you're playing a team you're very familiar with, and you're obviously going to play a lot in this dense stretch at the end of the season. Did that experience last year make you feel more prepared for this moment in any kind of way? And then a team you are so familiar with, how do you approach that?
Yeah, I think in these moments we know what it takes and know what to do. Seeing them recently, I think, has been really helpful too, because we've got a lot of recent video and ways that we want to break them down. They also haven't seen us at our best, so I think we're very confident in where we are. But anything can happen in these playoffs, and so you can't take things for granted. You got to be ready to put in the effort, put in the work, and we're confident that if we do that, we'll come out on top.
The tightness of the games against Austin, both 1-0 losses. You guys were shut out 7 times during the year total. They did it to you twice. Is there anything in particular that you feel like made them so effective against you guys?
Yeah, they're very comfortable sitting in a deep block. They're very comfortable with 5 defenders sitting behind the ball and making it very difficult to create things in their defensive third. So we've got some ideas of what we want to do, but I think more than anything in these playoff matchups, it's about desire, grit, these sorts of things, which I think we were lacking in the previous games, both matches against them, and it won't be lacking tomorrow for sure.
Last one for me. They scored both on set pieces. So how much of a focus was the last few days on sort of set piece defense, understanding what you need to do, and why do you think that they got to you on those set pieces? Anything in particular?
Yeah, you can tell in the playoff matches that you've seen already. Set pieces are an amazing way to open up a game, to change a game, to win a game. So that's something we focused on, not only defensively but attacking as well. Try to change a game through set pieces. There's something about playoff intensity that creates very little chances, and so being able to unlock a game in that way is huge. You can tell they're a team that thrives on that, thrives on low block defending, thrives on set piece defending, thrives on getting crosses, trying to get service into the box to create that sort of chaos, to create a corner kick, to create a set piece, to create that sort of chaos. So they're good in those moments, but I think we can match them.
How confident are you about the team's current form leading up to the playoffs?
Yeah, I feel really good about our form. The team itself is incredibly confident right now, which is big. Having guys thinking that they're the better team, that we're going to win, that we have the right pieces, I think is huge. And the team has that feeling right now. I think at this point where we are in the season, obviously it's early in the playoffs and still a lot to play for, but our mindset is clear in going for a cup here and thinking we have the team to do it.
All right, Ryan, Derek with Korea Daily. So first of all, congrats on the new signing. And as a defensive team, how would you evaluate your team's defense currently, and what would be the improvements?
Yeah, I think defensively we've been amazing over the last really couple months. Really difficult to break down, hard to score against, creating a ton of chances also in the attack. And I feel like in this league you usually see one or the other. You see really solid defending, but then a team that's lacking in attack, or you see a really dangerous attack, but a team that's letting in maybe more goals than they'd like. And I think we've struck a really good balance right now of defensively being solid, attacking, being able to attack with pace, with quickness, and so I think we've set ourselves up really well to make a run here in this.
I believe that team has a very strategic training session, but at the same time, how do you communicate with your colleagues to prepare for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I mean, you prepare as much as you can on the training pitch, and when the whistle blows and the game actually starts, everything can change. They can come out in a different formation. They can make changes throughout the game. The game is so fluid that you have to be willing to make those changes on the fly. And so we're set up well to do that. I think that there's been a big push in these couple weeks leading up to this game of exactly how we want to approach the game, but also how we want to change mid-game if we need to. So I think that puts us in a really good spot.
Just on re-signing with the club, avoiding free agency, and I don't know if you're saying you're going to end your days here with LAFC, but puts you with another 2 years. You'll be 36 at the end of the contract. At this moment in your career, what does it mean to know that you have stability and you know where you're going to be, and obviously a place you love?
Yeah, I love this club. It's been such an honor to play here, to fight for trophies every year, to be a part of a club that is providing in all of the ways for its players, for its staff, for the city here in LA. It's been a joy to be here. So to re-sign 2 years is amazing. I want to continue to push this team forward, and I think we've got a squad that can do some really special things over the next 2 years. So that gets me excited as well. And my goal is to push till the end. I don't want to be the player that's falling apart and can't really make it and just trying to struggle to get one more contract. I want to be playing at the highest level for as long as I can, and as soon as I can't do that, be ready to say goodbye. So couldn't be more proud and also really excited for what we can do over the next 2 years. Thanks.
Okay, we'll move to take questions online. Jim, go ahead.
Hey Ryan, congrats on the contract. I'm going to kind of jump off on that one too. There's been so many signings this summer by the team, re-signing guys, Malik, Nathan, but a lot of those guys have been on the younger side. Does that tell you how much this club values you to sign a guy that's a veteran, that's sort of closer to the end of your career, but also did that tell you something about this team, how much value that they have in you to re-sign you? With all the guys that they've signed previously, kind of here for a long term and having youth on their side.
Yeah, always. There's no question that you love to be valued by a club. I also value the club in return, so I think it's a mutual respect and an honor for each other. And there is that sort of mixture of veteran presence and young, kind of up and coming stars that need to be put together in the right way. And when you talk about the locker room that this club has, the players and the way that the players get along with each other here at this club, it's something special, and they've done a phenomenal job of bringing in the right people to set in the right kind of tone of the locker room, the right culture of the locker room. And so I think that's a big part of what I can bring, but I still think I'm playing at a high level right now and feeling like I can really offer the team a lot. And then you look at guys like Timmy, like Nathan, like these young guys that they're re-signing, and you're just really excited about what's coming for us in the future. So that was a big piece of why I wanted to continue here at this club too. Is the club is clear on their goals, and it's to go after championships and go win trophies, and for me to be able to go do that for 2 more years is a huge draw to stay here.
Compared to last year's playoff run, what's the different about these teams across this season?
I think there are a lot of comparisons, so I understand the question. We finished the season in a strong manner last season, and made it through the first round of the playoffs. But I could also feel the energy of the group as in a certain way last season, and then this season very similar. You finish pretty strongly. Your 2 away games, you just get 1 point, which is fine. I would say the difference is the energy in the group at this point of the season compared to last season. I'm feeling a very hungry, energetic, and eager group. We had those feelings last year, but I feel like it's more this year. And that for me is one of the bigger differences.
Hi, Coach. So I believe the team has a bit more time to prepare for the playoffs. And how do you evaluate their performance, especially Blanda and Sony during the training?
Yeah, there's no way you can compensate missing your best players, and that goes for any team in this league. And if you get your scouting and your recruiting right, those are most likely going to be your DPs. Doesn't have to be, but it is most likely the case. and those are hard to compensate for in a salary capped league. For Manchester City or Bayern Munich or PSG, it's easy, next man up. But it's hard in our league to do that, and so those are two great players. And now having them back in the squad for multiple training sessions, one game, I think you'll see a very dangerous LAFC tomorrow night.
And I believe there's another international match that is upcoming next month. And I hope that LAFC is gonna still play at that time. But at this moment, how would you gonna prepare for during that period? Because Sony's gonna likely go back to South Korea for the national team.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't thought about it. I choose not to think about it. I know it's coming. I have a calendar as well. But we need to focus on this first game against Austin. And Austin is a very good team that's beaten us twice this year. So all of our energy and thoughts are focused on that. The window in itself, or the way the playoffs set up with that window, is obviously not ideal. This is not groundbreaking news. I think I'm not the first person to say that. We wish that wasn't the case, like it was in 22. It was great, but these are things we know and we accept, and it's the same for every team, so it's fair.
Similar to last year, where you played Vancouver second to last, and you had them 3-game series. Here, Austin second to last 3-game series. Is there anything to take away from the experience last year that you've sort of put into practice this time around?
No, I would say you just have more video and hard evidence to work with and work off of, and so you know what kind of works and what doesn't work, and I think it just makes your approach maybe a little more detail oriented because the memories are so fresh. Sometimes when you play a team twice in a season, or even 3 times, but it's 6 months ago, it's hard to use that video because teams evolve, teams change, habits change, starting lineups change, tactical approaches change, and so yeah, I think it makes our approach somewhat detail oriented.
You were shut out 7 times in all competitions this season, 47 games. They did it to you twice. Is there anything in particular that they were so effective at? And obviously they caught you twice on set pieces. Was that a deficiency on your end? Did they just execute really well in those moments? How did you see them beating you that way?
It's always a mix. So yeah, certainly goals happen when there's mistakes, and we lose your marks. It's a good block, a good service on their part. So not taking away anything or credit for Austin for both of those matches, but it's very rare to lose 2 games like that in the same fashion. But I think the real reason is not maybe those set pieces, it's us not creating enough chances. I believe in the first match against them at home we did, certainly not enough in Austin, and we look to change that for sure, and what I've seen in training has been really good, and I'm eager to see the response tomorrow from our team.
And this will be the first chance against Austin with Sony in the lineup. Obviously he's a difference maker, but how do you see them accounting for him? They've beaten you twice, 1-0, very tight games. Do they have to change stuff because you have such an important player in the lineup? Do you expect them to? Well, I know you don't know what they're going to do, but just sort of this chess match situation, how much of a factor do they have to sort of deal with in some Heung-Min?
I don't know. I mean, that really is a question for Nico. And we have ideas to use Sonny and Denis in critical areas. We also have ideas for them to maybe not be used and use others. And so I think that's the key in having all of your players available. Sometimes we've seen it with Denis a lot. If there's a little too much coverage on Denis, that means other people are open. And these will also be part of our solutions.
You mentioned that the biggest difference between last year and this year is that players are more hungry and more eager. How much part has Son played in that?
Yeah, I think his arrival at a certain moment in the season was important, and we had a great start, first game in Chicago, and then away in New England, and just never really looked back from there. And so it really has given us some momentum and some added belief that on a good day we can beat anybody.
What do you expect from other players in tomorrow's match is the crucial one?
What do I expect from other players? I expect 100% focus, effort, and determination to win this first game.
Just across the roster, health-wise, you had this sort of period to train guys up healthy. Do you have all options available to you?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll move to take questions online. We'll start with Jim Alexander, and just a reminder to anybody, if you do have a question, please use the raise your hand function. Jim, take it away.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on the recent sort of talk, what happened with PTI. I don't know if you heard of it. Mike Wilbon said that he had 3 screens on of sport, but wouldn't watch MLS as one of them. I think it was in reference to the Miami Nashville game. And also, locally with the Dodgers, how well they're playing in football season and basketball season. You guys are in a championship run, but might not get that attention that you might deserve. What's your sort of take on the national sort of view of this league, that it's not important in a way and it's not worth people's time? Is that something you find offensive too, or is just something you kind of grown to get used to?
No, I don't really grow to get used to anything. And what other people say are, I think we're in a world now where everybody needs to be held accountable for what they say, and words mean something. And I'm in no control of what other people say. I would say that our games at BMO are incredible, and I think anybody who has lived that, who's been in part of the atmosphere, understands how electrifying and how exciting it is. And if you don't want to be a part of it, that's your personal choice, but I would say it's your loss.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had everybody available. That doesn't include Yaya Boba, does it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you have any comment on that? The league suspended him, some rules violations. Do you have any reaction to that? How has that played out over this last 10 days here?
Yeah, he has been removed from team activities, and that's how we go about our day and accept that. And I obviously feel for the person, and I'm in touch with him on a personal level to make sure he's okay. That's really important to me and to us as a club. But rules are rules, and I don't have any more further comments on it because I don't have any more information on it than you do.